Πάμε κατευθείαν στην επόμενη ομιλήτρια. Καλώς ήρθες. Στην κυρία Eugenia Arsenis, διδάκτορα της αισθητικής φιλοσοφίας και σκηνοθέτης και δημιουργός. Και συνυποψήφια σαν Ευρωβουλευτής με το ΣΥΡΙΖΑ Προοδευτική Συμμαχία. Πάμε πολύ γρήγορα.
Επειδή η παρέμβαση αυτή αφορά μια διεθνή κίνηση που κάναμε και οι συνεργάτες μου είναι από πολλές χώρες, θα μου επιτρέψετε να μιλήσω στα αγγλικά, τιμώντας και εκείνους, ώστε σε περίπτωση που θελήσουν να αναζητήσουν το κείμενο να μπορούν και να το κατανοήσουν. Σας ευχαριστώ. Dear Mr. Vice President of the European Parliament, dear members of the European Parliament, dear colleagues, dearest all. It is a great honor to be here at the European Parliament that for us represents the House for the preservation of human rights and peace among the countries of Europe and the whole world. It means a lot to communicate and share our vision for the change of the world, to speak the voice of the artists in relation to society in this very place. I would like to thank the MEP Mr. Alexis Georgoulis for his invitation and for the organization of such an important event that connects arts and social change. What is really the relationship between art and politics? The humanitarian ideals of art are those that we seek for our life. It is these values that we ought to inspire and practice in all political activities and foremost in our lives. We need to fight for a truly just world where human rights are respected and protected in practice. This is the gist of culture. Art and politics have this in common, the vision that becomes practice. Therefore, the question is not whether we, as artists, can change the world, but in what ways we can contribute to its change. Artists as creators, artists as educators, artists as participants in social movements, artists involved in institutional politics as candidates and politicians. Allow me to stand here with all the above roles. After all, I'm an artist by profession and citizen by responsibility, as Melina Mercouri had said. I often say that my life has been determined to a great extent by my students. I feel lucky and I always encourage this as the youth is our future and our hope for the future. A student of mine called Mavromati Irini, which means peace, as nothing is accidental, went to Barcelona for a European program on democracy in motion. Carrying her enthusiasm for the political theatre class I was teaching, she meets the ecologist and educator Klaus Windolf and she suggests that we too should meet, as for both of us, the priority within our teaching was to inspire our students to act for this change of society. In September 2013, we initiate our communication. In this global crisis, we, a group of artists and intellectuals from different cultures, felt the need to unify, create together, and encourage our colleagues over the world to actively contribute to its change. We firmly believe that every individual can play a significant role to the reformation of society. These were the first words of the manifesto of our transnational movement, Artivism Drives Democracy, that I wrote in the summer of 2014, and it is approved by a group of international artists who participate in a number of extended discussions in the first meetings that were held in Athens, where Klaus Windolf and his Democracy in Motion team had come to meet me. A year later at the Pavilion Cultural Center in Hanover, I'm invited to explore the philosophy of artivism, giving a lecture on aesthetics and politics in an event that lasts for almost 3 hours, equally divided among the actual talk and the questions from the audience. A 3-day workshop follows with more artists who have started joining us in Germany this time from different places of the world. Our aim was to encourage the artists and also provide them the possibilities through meetings, workshops, artistic projects to employ their skills for social change. From their own profession, every person can actively participate and offer towards this change. We focus on the artists, yet by doing so, we communicate our vision also to their audiences, thus to the whole world. It was fundamental for us to encourage a working ethos of collectivity, sharing, and understanding. Our journey had begun. A very critical moment was the decision to go to Ukraine during the war with 50 artists from Serbia, Greece, Germany, Ukraine, America, Tunisia, for 2 weeks at the village in Lviv and try to help the citizens during these difficult conditions. It was not a matter of taking sides here, but of helping people during a very hard period. We began with practical workshops and we exchanged different tools and methods that we're bringing from our different cultural experiences in order to empower people. We were there to bring our forces together. We found an abandoned place that we revived it and transformed it to a cultural center where we invited the locals to discuss and to create together activities for the children. We did experience very intense and touching moments. This experience was very critical to me as there were times that I was questioning whether art really helps the world in such critical conditions. For that, I followed a more personal journey, and a few months later I went to London to meet a group of artists that had come from the Netherlands and they were specializing in artistic actions in war and concentration camps. Passing through the training, my main consideration was that I did not want to create an escapism to the people that we were trying to help, that would possibly bring the opposite results after we were leaving. The key was to empower them, to give them tools to become stronger, to understand that they can react, to act for the protection of their human rights that were totally vandalized, to encourage them to act for the change of their society. All these questions and thoughts became central for the whole movement and played a significant role to its development. For the Greek representation of Artivism, I founded the group Aesthetic Activists Participants to symbolize the importance of art and participation, and we're working on its further development, welcoming new people who want to join us. Artivism Drives Democracy continues its actions and follows the needs of the world. Considering the major environmental crisis, this summer we met in Florence, our Italian collaborators, not only artists but also a group of scientists, mainly geologists, for the evolution of artivism to earthism for this new circle of interventions, which will be developed in a new meeting that will take place in January in Germany. It's possibly worth to mention that most of the times we move with our own resources. We need to give more emphasis to the dynamics of individuals, their own social sensitivity, overall education and awareness of global evolutions. I believe in personalities, not in nationalities. Personalities comprise wider teams from all cultural backgrounds. And together we can create, act, change. It is important to consider those people who speak from experience. The change cannot become without the voices of those who have personally struggled. And the youth. We should never forget the youth. And the youth is the center of our movement. I have confirmed it through my participation in the European elections that I respect institutional politics. The demonization of politics and politicians without distinction is extremely dangerous. We need to fight for new political ethics where we do not focus on the mistakes of the others, but on what we dream and envision doing for a truly better world. I believe that institutional politics can and should meet activist and artistic actions, and today's meeting symbolizes this in a way. Honoring the place that hosts us, allow me to finish with my first public statement on the announcement of my candidacy for the European elections. As a conscious and symbolic gesture that shows the need for active participation in society, and especially this critical period globally, I participate in the election procedure with my candidacy for the European election. This proposal honors me and validates the recognition of the role of art and its representatives on behalf of the political institution for a world with social sensitivity and aesthetics in our everyday practice. Dearest all, there is a need to have a vision again. I'm here to encourage this and with the hope also to inspire. I invite you all to be with us together. Thank you very much.